Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sam and Ming Show, the S&M Show, broadcasting live from the home of the comic book man, Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash. My name is Ming Chen, sitting across from me. To all my ladies in the place with style and grace, or to my lady in the place.
I was going to say, how many of us are here?
Samantha Q, Samantha Quintas. Hello!
In the his ass!
In his house. Little Biggie Smalls for you. Little Biggie Smalls for you.
Little Biggie?
Little Biggie. Little Smallies.
It's like an oxymoron, Little Biggie.
Little Biggie, Little Smally, Little Mingy, Little Sam.
Little Mingy.
We're back. We're in the house. We're live. I flew back early to do this.
At our regular time.
Our regular live time, yeah. Yeah, I flew back early to do this. I specifically...
I appreciate that.
Got up. Well, Mike was getting a ride to the airport early. His flight was like at 8. Mine was at 11:15. I'm like, I don't want to get home that late. It's like, I'll take the ride out with you and I'll see if I can change my flight.
Yeah.
And it worked.
So where was your, obviously you were coming from New Orleans, for people who aren't...
New Orleans, I just got back from New Orleans.
Familiar
NOLA.
with this. Where was your layover?
My layover was in Atlanta, Georgia. Also one of my favorite cities.
I was going to say, yeah, when I went down there, my layover was in Miami.
And
Fuck Miami. Yeah, 10 hours.
10 hours later. 10 hours later.
Fuck Miami.
All right, Miami.
I would have rather been stuck in Atlanta. I mean, I guess when you're in a terminal, like, you really don't actually know anything about, like, what's going on.
Well, for anyone who is going to Atlanta or may go to Atlanta, the terminal is...
They should just rename it to Terminus.
But yeah, should rename it to Terminus first. Yeah, Terminus.
Terminus A, yeah. Terminus B.
Those who arrive survive.
Yeah.
All sanctuary, all are welcome. The terminal is like a big mall. It's actually really nice.
And I would fucking love to be stuck there. Yeah. I could have, like, shopping spreed it up.
You could have. You could have.
Because I need to be doing that.
You know, high-end stores. There's one of my favorite my favorite frou stores. This Health and Body H&B Health and Body store.
I've never heard of this.
It's called Kiehl's.
Kiehl's. I've never heard of Kiehl's.
Never heard of Kiehl's?
No.
Kiehl's is they make like lotions and stuff.
Okay.
And they started in New York in like 1886.
Okay.
And
just for men or men and women?
Men and women.
Okay.
Men and women. And
you just need to become more familiar with Lush. That's being that you are one.
Lush.
You need to.
I blame you.
Be more familiar. With my favorite lotion company.
I understand. And Kiehl's, typically high-end rich people buy this stuff. Why am I doing with this? One year when I was working at Live Planet with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, I was Ben Affleck's Secret Santa, or the other way around, whatever. He gifted me.
Yeah.
So the limit was like $25, and he hands me this box. He's like, "Here you go, Ming. Merry Christmas." I opened it up. It's full of like Kiehl's products, and I didn't know what it was. But then people started gathering around me like, "Oh, holy shit!"
How much do you think you spent?
100. I think it's probably $100.
Oh.
A honey. It's a honey.
A hundo.
A honey. A hundo. Yeah. So thank you, Ben, for that. Doesn't make up for the Las Vegas trip that I was promised, but
I was gonna say, does it make up for any of his shitty movies he's ever done?
Come on, Changing Lanes was awesome. Changing Lanes was good. So we are live.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of Batman he is, and then we'll be talking.
We are live. You can tweet us. I'm at MingChen37.
I thought you meant I could tweet him. I'm like, yeah, I could.
You can tweet him.
He's not going to answer.
He's on Twitter. He might answer. But you can tweet me. I'm at MingChen37. MingChen37.
And I'm at the Zen Librarian, and I don't spell it, especially when I'm looking at it.
Yes. So, Samantha. We're gathered here today to podcast.
We are.
So I sent you a list of my topics, as I always do.
Yeah. It was like the longest list ever. It like came through in like 8,000 text messages. I guess it just like wasn't going through on
I was
my
on
phone.
the train. I was bored.
Yeah, well, so I was like, okay, like we shouldn't just ramble. We should have a little fun. We're both fun people.
Right. So you want fun, do you?
I want fun.
You want fun, do you?
You just came back from New Orleans. I want a little fucking fun.
You want some fun?
I want fun.
All right, let's have some fun.
Okay.
Okay, sitting in front of you.
Okay.
Are 3 hats.
There is.
Now, these 3 hats have not seen the light of a podcast table in 2 years.
What hats are they?
This is the 3 hats.
So we have a shitty.
It's not shitty. This is the View Askew Street Hockey League.
That's fine.
Okay, we have a Philadelphia Phillies hat.
That's a shitty hat.
And we have a Baltimore Orioles bucket hat.
Oh, that's even
now,
shittier.
You'll see little slips of paper in there.
Yeah.
This is something me and Sunday Jeff started up when we were doing the podcast Puck Nuts. We called it Rant, Raves, and Revelations. Okay. The 3 Ming Circus. So, what you have in front of you is, I believe, the View Askew Street Hockey League hat is the rave hat. Full of good-natured topics that we can rave about.
Okay. There's not that many of them.
That's the rave.
There's not that many. There's
That's a good amount.
Okay, there's like 5.
The Philadelphia Phillies hat, since none of us are Philadelphia Phillies fans, that is the rant hat.
The rant hat.
Full of things that we can rant about.
More of those.
Rant about.
And the Baltimore
Orioles hat is the revelation hat, I believe, where there are little questions in there, things that may reveal something about us.
Oh, I thought you were going to say may reveal Ming topless.
It could be in there.
Awesome.
You don't know.
Awesome. I already don't want to be playing this game. Okay, so which hat do you want me to start with?
You start with whatever hat you want to. Just remember which is which.
Okay, so raves.
Yes, rants, raves, revelations.
Revelations.
Yes.
Revelations.
Yes, the hats are back.
Yes, the hats are back. And, tweet that shit.
I'm going to tweet it.
I mean, like, hashtag hats are back?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, wait, before we do that, let's talk about what we're drinking.
Yes.
So, it is the last podcast before Thanksgiving.
It is.
Which we should do, like, what we're giving thanks for. Or not.
I'm thankful for you, Samantha.
Oh, I'm thankful for you. But, like, seriously, we should give what we're giving thanks for.
I am serious.
So, we're doing obviously, we started in September doing pumpkin beers for the season of fall. Yes. After this week, even though it is still technically fall, we are going to switch over to winter beers. And obviously before Christmas, we'll do like Christmas-esque beers. So like Mad Elf.
Can't wait for the Mad Elf.
I know. Dude, we're going to just be on our asses. Skull de Noel, if we could find it. There's a gingerbread one I was talking about trying.
What's the Southern Tier one? The XXXmas or something like that?
Yeah. And then there's chocolate, which only comes out this time of year. And then obviously we have like a whole bunch of like, the January S beers, which are going to be all like the snow beers.
Okay.
So they have one, I just tried the other day at Molly McGuire's in Rumson that was like Magic Hat Snow Roller. I think it was Magic Hat. So yeah, so we'll switch over. But next week we'll start drinking some Christmas.
All right.
Because I love Christmas.
I did not know this about you, but yeah, to the beer first of all.
To the beer.
Saint Ambroise.
Ambrose.
Ambroise.
It's St. Ambrose Pumpkin from
Brasserie McAuslin Brewing Incorporated.
That's like really, really intense.
Subtitle: The Great Pumpkin Ale brewed with pumpkin and spices.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty good. It's do we have a percentage here?
5.
Oh god, man, you got like a fucking wheat beer. Jesus Christ.
I'm a girl, man. Come on. Well, first of all,
it's like amazing to me that you like Mad Elf because it's so high in alcohol. When like you love like fruity beers.
I know.
I mean, you love like a fucking strawberry beer, like.
You were showing me the ways of the Force, master.
Yeah, well.
You're showing me the ways of the Force, aka the path to alcoholism.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah. Well, you're teaching me to drink like a real man, basically.
Oh, well, somebody's got to teach you how to become a real man.
I'm slowly learning from you, oddly enough. Don't know how that works out, but
I'm learning how to be more feminine from Ming Chen.
Yeah. You're doing a good job. You're doing a good job.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a good beer though. And we appreciate everybody who's told us what to drink.
Yes. And throw your Christmas beer suggestions.
Yeah, throw your Christmas beer suggestions, and even your like winter-esque snow ones, because we keep a list, not really.
Yeah, it's in my head, in our heads.
Yeah. Okay, so rants, raves, and revelations.
Pick one. We'll alternate.
Okay.
I guess. Yeah, we'll alternate.
So I obviously am a deeply seated negative person, so I'm gonna go with a rant.
You're gonna do a rant. Okay. All right. And.
Oh man, I hope I get the rant that I want to talk about.
Okay.
About your trip.
Okay.
So Ming, how did the con go?
Bam! Like right off the top.
That's like the least one that I wanted.
Well, Samantha. You want to know how the con went?
Can we do it in like 50 words or like 25 words or less?
Yeah, how about Brian didn't show up, he's a dick?
I figured that was going to be in the rant, like its own little rant.
No, that's 25 words or less.
Okay.
The con itself was good. Had a lot of heart. It was well organized, and we love the promoters.
Yeah.
Promoters previously did a con in Louisville called I believe it was called Fandom Fest. Huge con. 40,000 people.
Wow.
Decided to branch out to New Orleans since they love New Orleans so much. This one was much smaller than a hotel ballroom. We were the featured guests. Me, Mike Zapsik, Brian Johnson, featured guests.
So you're telling me one of the featured guests did not show up?
Well, here's what happened. I went down early. I went down a couple days early to explore the city. You told me how much you loved it, and I wanted to see the New Orleans that Sam Q saw several years ago. And I did that. The problem with me going on early is that typically I'll arrange the ride, and what I've learned is if we go and pick up Ryan, he'll make it.
If you don't, then it's like a shit show. Anyone's best guess.
Exactly, and I can't do that every time though. I'm not his mom.
Yeah. And
he has a mom who won't take him to the airport because that happened before. So, but yeah. So I got down there. I had a great couple of days.
Yeah.
Day of the con. I get there. Mike gets there. Where's Brian? I don't know. He said something about he missed the first flight. They were supposed to fly out together. He's going to catch the next one.
Now I have a question because we've heard this from Brian a lot. Like,
this was the fourth time he's bailed on us.
I missed.
This is the fourth time he's bailed on us.
I missed a flight. I'm going to come on a later one. Do you think he actually even makes an effort to come on the
Absolutely
next
one? Okay. Absolutely not.
So it's just like pre-programmed. Like, oh man, I didn't make it. I'll get on the next one.
Yeah. So people are texting him, our booking agents texting him. People want to know where he's at. No reply. No reply. No reply. No reply. No text to me saying he missed his flight. Just to let me know, like I would let you know.
Yeah.
I would let Mike know. I would let people who needed to know. No text. And then we don't hear from him. I haven't heard from him. Nothing.
Do you think he's still alive?
He is alive. You know how I know he's alive?
How?
He tweeted on Saturday. He's tweeting about watching Scarface at home. He didn't make it. So we're booked as a group. We're the comic book men. So when one of us we signed a contract saying he was going to be there. It doesn't show. It looks extremely bad on us. It looks bad on me. It looks bad on Mike. It looks bad on our booking agents. It looks bad.
Now, were there people who went to the con who were like,
yes.
"Oh, where's Brian?"
I get that question constantly, and I hate answering it.
How do you answer it?
This time I said I don't know because I truly didn't. I had no idea because he wouldn't reply to it. He wouldn't tell anybody.
What do you usually say? Like, "Oh, we just couldn't make it."
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the last con he didn't make it to was Niagara Falls, which he didn't make it to because he didn't renew his passport.
Yeah.
Con before that was Houston. He said he was sick. And the con before that, there was a medical emergency of some sort.
Okay.
So, I suppose those were legit explanations. This is that we just didn't know because he didn't tell anybody. So, that put us in a bad place. So I'm not happy. I texted. I sent some choice text your way. I'm not happy. Mike's not happy. It's a lot of stuff went down, and it was like whatever. It just makes us look unprofessional. The problem is promoters for these cons. They all know each other. They talk. Like I want to go to more shows. Like this show, the TV show is not going to last forever. I want to do as many of these shows as I can. Because, one, it's fun. You know I love doing this. Two, I know I love to travel. Three, it's easy money. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's it. I tell people I sell my soul when I go to these cons, which is pretty much true.
Yeah.
I take pictures and sign autographs. And.
So Brian let you down.
Again, yes. Yeah. It's tough to stomach. I'm just not really happy about it right now. But. I mean, I could go into detail, but we're going to keep it in the family.
We're going to keep it in the family.
It's just, let's just say I've done that guy a lot of favors. Anytime he needs anything from me, I'm there. No, without question. If I say I'm going to, and he needs me, and I say I'm going to do it, I'm there and I do it. I don't think I've ever let him down. I don't think I've ever let him down. If I have, it would be minor, but I don't think I've ever let him, not like that. And, there's something coming out this Friday, something big in their world, which, I want to say I went through great lengths to participate in.
Which, yeah, I mean,
above and beyond.
I think anybody who...
You think, yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I think anybody who listens to it will
agree.
Will agree.
Yeah.
And everyone should listen to it.
Same goes for Mike. Mike's the same way. If you need something from Mike, he's there.
Yeah.
And Mike is participating in a lot of things that benefits him.
Do you think it's worse that Brian maybe let you down, or do you think it's worse that Brian let fans down?
Personally?
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. There were people who came to see him. Of course, he's a big fan favorite. He out of all of us, excluding Kevin, I think he's the most loved. I know that.
Is there a little jealousy elf on your shoulder?
No, not at all. Not at all. No, I got the Ming Chen crowd. I ain't jealous. Oh my God, Ming Chen! Oh my God, Ming Chen! No, but it sucks, man.
Yeah.
It sucks. Like, I would never do this to you. I would never do this to him. And it sucks. But anyways, and there was some other shit that happened too. That if you heard, you would be like, holy shit. Like that's unthinkable.
Gary W. Moore Jr. said, "Can I get a shout out?"
Yes, Gary W. Moore came and saw us specifically. Drove 3 hours to see us.
Quiet Robert, 209.
Gary Moore came in 3 hours away to see us and what he thought was going to be Brian, and there was no Brian.
I like the way we're just going to keep dropping that out. Okay, so I'm going to...
Okay, so that's that. But yeah, no Brian again, and I believe
womp womp.
Future cons, it'll be probably me and Mike. It's looking like they're... Well, it's just, there are people who are not happy.
We'll leave it at that. We're going to go to something positive. We're going to do a rave.
All right, let's do a rave.
So, have you ever found something valuable...
Oh, wait, that's a revelation.
Yeah, then why is it in the rave?
All right, I'm sorry.
Did we fuck up Hatch?
No, the rave's in the Orioles hat. That's right, because I like the Orioles. Yeah, okay, do you want to do that one?
Yeah, no, we'll do a revelation.
That one sucked anyways. You can throw that out if you want. That one kind of sucked. I don't have a lot of revelations, though.
Have you ever found something valuable on the street and kept it for yourself even though you knew you could return it to the owner? Dude, it's funny that I actually read this because I was like driving and I was like, man, I really would love some extra money. I wish I could find like a fucking wallet on the ground with like $500 in it.
Would you keep the money and send the wallet back? Or, okay, let's think. Okay, well,
yeah, let's talk about this.
Let's talk about this.
Well, that's what actually got me thinking about it because I was like, well, wouldn't it be better if I mailed the money back, like karma-wise? Because then I'm going to get it, you know, better, presumably, if you believe in that, which I do.
Yes.
But it's more of like a, do I want the instant gratification of keeping $500, or do I want the, you know, karma that might only be that good feeling I get because I did something good. My father, he was a manager of a movie theater, so people lost things all the time.
Oh yeah.
And he would come home and,
condoms.
Well, no, like, you know, jewelry, you know, wallets, stuff like that. He would come home all the time and be like, oh my God, like, you know, guy left his wallet, felt right out of his pocket. I found it because my dad would walk the theaters after, and you know, he'd be like, oh, you know, like $500 was in it or something. The guy handed me like $250 and said, thanks for finding my wallet and giving it back, you know.
Yeah.
So like that's like an instant karma coming back around. But the one story I remember is that this guy and his girlfriend, or his wife, probably his wife, were at the movies, and she had a $3,000 tennis bracelet fall, like diamonds.
Oh my God.
Fall off her hand.
It's 18 karat, like ice, man.
Like, yeah, like real, like $3,000 bracelet. So my father goes to the movie, or into the theater, and it was literally laying right on the walkway. And he gave it back to the guy, and the guy said, "This is it," and walked away. Not even a thank you. Not even,
sucks,
you know, hey, like, I'm going to throw you $100. Now,
that
you know.
sucks.
My father, like, you know, for a minute when he saw it on the ground, he's like, I could walk out there right now and tell him, like, oh, man, I didn't find it. And bring a fucking $3,000 bracelet home to my wife.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I could give it to my wife. I could pawn it for money. I could do anything. But, you know, he handed it back to this guy, and this guy was like a douchebag and didn't give him anything. So,
good karma for your dad, though. Good karma.
Yeah, so, no, I,
that could have been your dad.
Yeah, it could have been my dad. Have I ever found something valuable on the street and kept it? I have not. The most I've ever found was like $20 and it wasn't in a wallet.
Oh, I definitely kept that.
Yeah, obviously. If there's like no one around, like if I saw somebody drop it, I might be like, oh hey, you dropped your $20.
Yeah.
But you know.
Yeah, I found 100 before.
Did you keep it?
I did, because I believe in karma.
But you kept
I'm pretty honest. No, I put it. I was like, did anyone lose this? And this dude, I was in DC. And this dude was like, "Oh, holy shit, that's mine." And I'm like, "All right." Probably wasn't even his.
Probably wasn't even his.
I know, but he reacted as if it were his. So yeah. All right, that was a pretty tame question. They get spicier. We'll put it that way.
Okay, let's do
this is a rant. Rave. This is a rave from the Orioles hat. Everybody.
The Force Awakens trailer this weekend. Would you see the movie for just the trailer? I actually haven't even seen the trailer yet.
No, it's not out yet.
Oh, okay.
It's not out till this weekend. They're putting it. It's coming out on Black Friday.
Oh.
Now, you're a Star Wars fan. How big of a Star Wars fan are you?
I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
Huge as in... How do we quantify this?
Huge as in, like, when they did the first three, or the first three, I watched them when I was a kid, grew up.
Yeah, episodes 4 through 6.
Yeah. Okay. Watched them when I was a kid, watched them over and over again, loved them. You know, when they came out with the first, episode 1, my exact sentiment was they were going to make 7, 8, and 9.
Okay.
And I predicted it back when The Phantom Menace came out, and everyone's like, no, you're fucking crazy. I was like, no, because think about what he did. He came out, this is a fucking gold mine, this man. He came out with 4, 5, and 6 because he has a whole scope of 1 through 9.
Right.
Comes out with the middle, releases them, knows that eventually film is going to get better. So, in order to re-release The Phantom Menace in fucking 3D with all that CGI, well, man, I'm going to go back and do 4, 5, and 6 in 3D. Yes. I'm going to make bank on that, do 1, 2, and 3, and then by the time 7, 8, and 9 comes out, when that's done, I could just start at the beginning again and release 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 into the theaters. Again, and again, and again.
I think he had that pre-planned.
Yeah. I
don't know if he had that.
I think he fucking showered with the scripts and the rights taped to his goddamn chest. I think he thought about that constantly.
When he was making the first one, I don't think they were as optimistic about it. They never, come on, they didn't know it was going to be
I don't know.
Star Wars. They just thought it was going to be.
So he just started with episode 4 for fun?
Yes.
No.
And if you watch that movie, half of it's stolen from all other things, Japanese
I just
movies.
think he had
Akira Kurosawa.
It
was all ripped off. It was all ripped off. But I love it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love it. As a kid, I grew up with it.
Yes.
You know.
Wait, when were you born?
1985.
Oh, yeah. So, they'd all been out already.
They'd all been out. Okay. So, I mean, I watched them, when I was, a kid. I watched them over and over again when I was a child.
That's cool.
I still have the original VHSs I watched 4, 5, and 6 on. I, refuse to throw them out. There are just certain movies.
You have a player?
I have a VHS. My DVD player actually has a VHS to it.
It's ancient.
Mm-hmm. I refuse to buy them remastered on DVD. I'm like, fuck that. I have the original VHSs I watched when I was
Han shot first in this.
Six years old.
Han shot first.
Yeah.
A lot of people ask me, you have little kids now. What order should you have kids. I have kids. What order should I show my kids the movies in? I'm like, you gotta go with episode 4 first.
Yeah.
You don't go with number 1.
No.
They could get scarred for life and not want to keep going.
Hell yeah.
You definitely go with A New Hope first.
Me and my ex-boyfriend actually, this fella Mike that I dated, we were best friends, for a while. We're really good friends, and we kind of decided hey, maybe we should date because we have so much in common. Mm-hmm. 3 months later, we decided oh shit, we're better as friends. But we're still great friends, and he's the only other person in this world that has the same order as me. I've never met somebody who has the same order.
Order as in?
Our favorite.
Oh, okay.
It's 4.
Okay.
5.
Okay.
2.
Okay.
6.
Okay.
3, 1.
Okay.
I've never met a single person. If you have that order, then maybe I should try dating.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, I'm not.
I really liked Attack of the Clones. I did. I'm a Natalie Portman fan, not so much a Hayden Christensen fan.
Is that the one where he goes nuts and he kills all those Tusken Raiders? And he's like, killed my mother. That's the one where he goes nuts, right?
That's so good.
Yeah, it's the one. I like that one. It's not my third favorite though.
I actually really like. I really like that part where they the claw scratches her shirt.
Oh no, you see her belly.
It just happens to come off as a complete midriff shirt, exposing her perfectly abbed stomach.
Yes,
and that's my favorite.
Her perky.
Her perky little breasts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Natalie
hot.
Portman.
But yeah, no, I've never met a single person that likes them in my order.
Anybody out there likes them in that order? That's a weird order. But I can see Attack of the Clones is the best of the first of 1 through 3.
Oh yeah.
For that scene where he goes nuts and kills the Tusken Raiders. I love that part. I'm like, wow, he's finally becoming somewhat of a less whiny, he's sort of a badass now.
Well, I mean, the whole point, too, everyone really went, to town on Hayden Christensen, he was, really whiny and kind of complained, and he was really unsure of himself as an actor. Right. Well, that's actually what Darth Vader is supposed to be. Anakin Skywalker, at that point, between him becoming Darth, he's, a fucking whiny, annoying, not sure of who he is person. So, I mean, in that respect, I don't think that that's Hayden Christensen's acting being good.
He's acting good. In acting that way.
Yeah, but I think he's a bad actor, but he portraying correctly the character.
Well, it definitely runs in the family. The whininess, the unsureness. Does that remind you of something? Luke Skywalker, perhaps?
Oh, God.
He whines so much in A New Hope.
He just fucking whines entire time.
But I want to go to Tashi Station and pick up some burgers. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can have fun with your friends when your chores are done.
Well, Uncle Owen was kind of a dick.
He had to be a dick. Come on, look at the situation he was put in. They gave him this freaking kid, descended from a maniac, a Sith Lord, and protect him. That's it.
But they got to drink blue milk.
They did.
That's my favorite part. And when she's putting things in there, it's like.
You see the little steam coming up.
It's my favorite. I want it. Whatever the fuck that thing is, I want it.
Give him a little bit. He was a freaking moisture farmer. Farming moisture.
Yeah, he could have gone
on a desert, by the way. On a desert.
Exactly. And you think fucking Luke wanted to be there? Come on.
No.
Luke never asked for that.
No, but Uncle was protecting him so he wouldn't go to the ways of the dark side.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, worked out good for him, didn't it? He became like a freaking crispy bacon in his wife.
Exactly.
Yeah. So lesson learned: don't take in strange
children.
Especially from old wizards.
My favorite. Well, okay. My favorite part of all 6 of them is when you first meet Obi-Wan.
Okay.
He's walking and he leans over. He leans over Luke.
Okay.
And you hear the way John Williams did it. It's like bells, and it's like whatever the noise is. I can't do it with my mouth, but it's it sounds magical.
Yes.
And it's this little 3-second note chain that just sounds beautiful and magical the way you expect the Force to be. But my favorite part of the movie is when he said she's looking for somebody named Obi-Wan. Do you think that could be old Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Yeah.
Do you think that could be old Ben Kenobi? Are you fucking serious, Luke? Are you that dumb?
Yeah, are you
that
the last
dumb?
names match up. It's I'm looking for old
Ben Kenobi.
Yeah, I'm looking for old crazy Quintas. Do you think that could be Sam Quintas?
Right? Am I fucking crazy? Do I live in a swamp and do I have rats living in my hair? Yeah, it's probably old Sam Quintas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to go to
Alec Guinness, thumbs up, even if he does disavow everything. But yes, another rave.
This is another rave. What is my favorite thing about New Orleans?
Yes, so I went to New Orleans.
You did.
It's based on your advice.
Yes.
Which is, it's funny too.
Expressed so much love for that town.
When I went there, it was literally to get a picture of one statue. So I planned a whole vacation around sticking my hand into a tomb and taking a picture.
Okay. It worked out for you, though.
I would say that she was my favorite part, my statue, my angel.
Your goal. Your mission
she was my mission, she was my goal, and I didn't get to see her up close because obviously the tomb is locked because so many homeless people try sleeping in it.
Mm-hmm.
She was the best part.
Okay.
But other than her, the people.
People?
Yeah.
How did you find the people?
I just talked to everybody.
You and me both.
Yeah. So I remember the one that I remember most was there was this African American guy working at Cafe Du Monde.
Yes.
I remember he was very tall, he was very thin, and he had long dreadlocks that reached down to about his waist.
Yeah, they all wear uniforms.
They all wear uniforms, but he was just a real nice guy. And we sat down and we ordered, and obviously you could tell that we're not from New Orleans. Obviously.
I don't think anyone there is from New Orleans.
No,
one goes there.
I don't think so either.
All tours at Cafe Du Monde. So you went to the big one by...
Star Mike said Kenobi is the Jones of Tatooine, I bet.
Yes.
So yeah, we went to Cafe Du Monde.
You went to the big one by Jackson Square?
I did.
The OG one?
Yeah. I went there and, he was so nice.
Mm-hmm.
He told us about, he was going to school and this and that, places to go.
Yeah.
And, I said I wanted to, this was at the end of my trip, I said I wanted to move down here. And he said, nah, you don't want to move down here. During the summer we got, mosquitoes that are the size of fucking... cars, Volkswagens, footballs, shit.
What time of the year were you down there?
October.
Okay. Perfect.
So it was perfect weather then, but not so much when if we lived down there.
Yeah.
And it was just, a lot of places when you go somewhere, people don't necessarily want to deal with the tourists. And I didn't feel that in New Orleans. I think in New Orleans there's an overwhelming sense, because even if you didn't go through Katrina, I think that you feel for what they went through.
Sure.
And even if you weren't there and you live there now, you're part of it because it's an ongoing thing forever, and it's just they love each other.
Like they really like
it brought them together.
Like you know, when you walk through New York, you can tell everybody in New York really actually just fucking hates each other. Oh. Like when you walk in New Orleans, you could tell that those people, even though they're strangers with each other, they really just genuinely care.
Okay.
And it's weird because my father is always like, "Oh man, you don't want to move to New Orleans, it's like slums down there." And I'm like, you know what? I'd rather live in the slums there than probably in one of the most affluent communities up here. Because the people are so genuine.
Yeah. I found that too. Now, there are two groups of people down there. People who are born and raised there and, are true New Orleans. And then there are a lot of transplants.
Yes.
A lot of people who go down there, they meet these people and like, hey, this is cool, I'm going to move down here. So I interacted with both groups. The very first person I met, Samantha Q, was it was a cab driver named Carol who I was recommended that I call to pick me up by. I had arranged a place to stay, and in the notes was a phone number and a name, and it was basically call Carol, have her pick you up at the airport. She'll know where to go. She'll know where my house is. Kind of hard to find, and so Carol was a 63-year-old African American great grandmother, definitely born and raised there, and she may have been one of the most interesting people I ever met.
I've
told me stories about her.
I was just
she didn't stop talking, and it was great. I was like, don't stop.
Yeah,
don't stop.
I recently read this book called 9 Lives,
mm-hmm.
and it was about 9 different lives, and pre-Hurricane Katrina, and after, like what happened to them after Hurricane Katrina, and it was all about people from New Orleans, and like their stories. It's just the book was so fascinating because they're so amazing.
Yeah,
there's just a culture there. There's like layers of flavor there.
Soul, man. That's how I describe it.
Yeah, like
soul, man.
It's just, and I think people genuinely want to be there. Like even if you're fucking poor, even if you're living in a hole with like in the shithole with like holes in the ceiling, like you're the fucking richest person in the world because you're living in New Orleans, and that's the way they feel. And it's something that you don't find everywhere. In a whole world of people trying to make more money and trying to live in a better house and trying to have, better this and that. These people in New Orleans are just happy that they open their eyes every day and they get to breathe that world.
I agree with you.
And it's infectious.
For the most part. I agree, yes.
For the most part.
I agree with you. The people I met were definitely like that.
I mean, it's infectious. When I went down there, I wanted to move. After 7 days, I was picking up apartment guides. Like, I wanted to move down there. And, I mean, my boyfriend now should take it as a huge testament to how much I love him.
That you're still here.
No, that he's the first thing since I came back from New Orleans that's made me not want to just run away to New Orleans. Like, I used to joke, with my ex-boyfriend about, like, I want to leave. I just want to go to New Orleans. I want to move back there. I want to move back there. And, right now, where I am, I'm very happy. I don't want to move to New Orleans right now. It's the first time that I've said that in 4 years. But,
I could see you down there. Having been down there.
It's perfect. It's the kind of town that you don't find.
Yes. That's a good description.
Yeah.
Well, very few towns have, you go outside and there's like a vibe. That's one of them. San Francisco's another in my eyes.
Yeah.
Where it's like vibrant. There's something else intangible there.
Yeah.
And that's one of those cities. So, the people. And, wait, what was the first one?
Oh, that was it.
The people.
Just the people. I think that's the best part. That's my favorite.
I'm going to go...
My angel was my favorite part.
Oh, the angel, okay. I'm going to take a 180 from your very heartfelt favorite thing about New Orleans. If you go to New Orleans, there's something called the open container law.
Yes!
Which means you can drink alcohol anywhere. Outside, you can walk around it with it. You can be outside with you can walk
to the fucking mall.
The mall and drink beer like it's soda, basically. Yeah. You could drink alcohol like it's soda.
But you know what's funny?
What's funny?
Like walking around there, you would expect to see a lot of drunken people just hanging around.
Yeah.
And I mean, on Bourbon Street, you do.
Of course. Well, that's
at night,
a given.
At night on Bourbon Street, you do. But like during the day.
Yes. No. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Except for the people who.
Because when you can do it, you don't necessarily want to all the time.
Which is why I think it should be like that everywhere.
Yeah.
That you. I mean, there are rules. You just can't drink out of a glass container. Mm-hmm. No glass or bottles. But so how this works, and it took me a little while to get used to it. But I went to a bar, I had a drink, I was with people, and they're like, "All right, let's go to another bar." And I'm used to
finishing your beer
before you move on. They're like, "No, get a to-go cup." What's called a to-go cup, which is a clear plastic like solo cup or whatever.
Yeah, I was just saying, like the first bar I went into, they asked, "Are you staying or are you going?"
Yeah.
Like it's not even like they want to make money off of you. They're just like, you know, they want you to have a good time.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was like, "Oh, I'm staying," and they're like, "Oh, do you think you're gonna leave? We'll put it in a to-go cup for you." And I was like, "Yeah, sure."
To-go cup. Yeah, it was the first couple of times I walked out with a beer in my hand on like an open street. It felt weird, but then
it felt normal.
Then it felt good. It felt normal, and then by the time I was about to leave somewhere, I was like, "Where are the cups?"
Yeah.
You dump it back in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh, yeah.
I did love that. I'm not gonna lie. As as beer drinkers.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean,
we should have the right. People fought for this right, where we could.
Fuck yeah.
Drink alcohol in public places.
Fuck yeah. Let's go for another rave.
And I'm not hurting anybody.
No.
No.
Well, that's what I was gonna say though. Like when you can do it, you're less likely to abuse it.
Right.
Like if I'm legalizing marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
It's. I don't think smoking pot is as bad as drinking. I think that
I don't think
drinking
so
is definitely worse.
Yes.
And that's legal.
Yeah.
So for me, but if you're gonna like legalize marijuana, then kids are gonna want to do it less.
I believe so. Yes.
Because it's right now it's like
oh my god, you got weed?
Oh my god.
Holy shit, you
got
weed?
like if I could go down to 7-Eleven and pick up like a pack of weed. Kids aren't gonna want to do it as much.
Yeah.
There is some love.
One day it's gonna be like that. Imagine that you could go to 7-Eleven and get weed and
I believe it.
weed. I don't know when, but yeah, you're going for all the raves. All right.
I am.
Okay.
So, what was my favorite place in New Orleans?
Yes. Very topical.
Well,
specific places.
So I would say, obviously my Angel's Tomb.
Okay.
But if we're going for places, Lafitte's Blacksmith Shop.
I went there.
I know.
I went there. I texted you when I got there.
Yeah. It's, and it is one of the more touristy places, but there are a lot of locals there.
So Lafitte is a pirate, Jean Lafitte, I believe, or something like that. Correct me, anybody out there, if I'm wrong. And this is apparently documented, the oldest bar in America.
Oldest bar. And, when we talked about it last week, when they had, like, Prohibition, he was just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing.
Right, and they did.
Yeah.
Didn't really stick to the man. I think they levied fines on
people. Yeah.
Yeah, but apparently, there's the whatever what was the law called repealing prohibition, the something act, and yeah, and yeah, they knew it was
nice.
Going
Yeah, it's all lit by candles.
It
except
is
a few lights.
Yeah, and it's nice and dark and romantic down there, and yeah, it's fun.
Is Ming gonna kill us?
I hope not. Oh, all right, hey Mark.
He might kill us.
What up?
Sorry, guys.
He's not killing us.
Quick delivery.
Quick delivery. I liked that place best, probably. It was a little off the beaten track on.
It was. You had to go down Bourbon, a little farther east.
Yeah. So you didn't get like the party goers, but you did still get people, like touristy people, and it was a nice atmosphere.
It seemed more low key
than Bourbon Street.
Right, like now like packed and like idiots hanging around. It seemed like all right, well, this kind of chilled out a little bit. So.
What was your favorite place?
My favorite place, I have two. Number one, I was tipped off by my friend Mario, who is a local there, who was my like New Orleans Jedi. Yeah. I sent her my list. She whittled it down to like must do, and she told me about this little brewery that her friend Scott had started up called the Courtyard Brewery. So I walked over there, and it was amazing. They call themselves a nano brewery, meaning they're starting to brew beer. They opened a month ago. Okay. They started brew beer. They have the containers and the fermentation tanks, but it's very small scale. Yeah. We're talking, I don't know, like 80 or 20, or I can't remember how many gallons, but very small. But what he did have was 12 rows of taps, which he rotated with really, really good craft beer. I was talking to him. He was from San Diego. He's been working with beer all his life. Like his brother-in-law and sister work at Stone. Yeah. And like all this stuff. He's been working with beer forever. Yeah. So he knows the good shit. And I had some good shit at the Courtyard Brewery.
Some good shit.
Some good shit, man. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what I had. Anything that was local I had. There was a Nola. There's the Nola Brewing Company. They had like a sour beer. Yeah. It was so good.
I noticed when you first got there you drank a lot of Abita.
I did. Local. I love Abita.
I know.
But the stuff he had was out of this world. It was like tapped and fresh from kegs, and he knew where to get the kegs because he knew the distributors. And so I was in New Orleans 4.5 days. I went there three times, twice in one day.
I was just saying, I noticed that.
Yeah.
I noticed a few different times you said you were there. So.
Yeah.
So what was your number 2 place?
Number 2, I drink a lot of coffee. You know, like I kind of go on these coffee tours. So I pulled up this list of like must go to coffee places. So again, I was there for 4.5 days. I went to, if you count Cafe Du Monde, I went to 6 coffee
places.
Yes.
And you did find your favorite.
My favorite was this place called the French Truck Coffee Company, and I got in there. It's half coffee bar, and then there's a glass wall and a glass door, and behind is they're roasting, so you can watch them roast.
Oh, nice.
The beans. But there were these two chicks working behind the counter. I struck up a conversation with one of them. Obviously, because I'm a friendly guy, and
And you like women.
I do. But she was wearing a California necklace, and I'm like, "Oh, you're from California?" And she told me she was from Oakland, and I started rattling off the big San Francisco coffee places, and she had happened to work at one of them called Sight Glass.
Nice.
Sight Glass Coffee. So we were.
So your standard when you go to a coffee shop.
Yes.
Which struck me as weird.
Okay.
When you told me this the other day.
Okay, is.
What do you get as your standard?
A latte. Okay. Latte's my litmus test.
So that's like weird.
Why?
Because like I get black coffee. If you're like a fucking coffee roaster, I'm getting your coffee.
I would agree to that.
Jesus Christ, the Bruins are already fucking losing?
Ugh! We'll go rant about this.
God, I fucking hate them. We don't even need to rant about it. They suck this year.
Rant about this, yes.
Anyway,
I like.
So like, it just struck me as weird.
I agree
like,
that you should.
If you're gonna go to a coffee roaster, you should pick out a coffee.
Okay, I would agree with that. I believe the truest form of coffee is the espresso. So you're saying, well, why don't you just get an espresso? Because I think that I like the combination of espresso and steamed milk. I think it's the purest.
I think that's like, when you find like a place that roasts espresso or roasts coffee really well, then you try their latte. But like there's a coffee place in town that I recently tried.
Okay.
And
we'll give them a shout out.
Yeah, we could give them a shout out. It's the Eagle Specialty Roasters, one of my
oh yeah, you told me you went there. Coffee.
Yeah, one of my coworkers, she was like bitching at me for like months now. She's like, Sam, you used to work at Rook. Go to Eagle. It's like really good. Okay. It's like really good. I'm like, Jesus. So now it's down the road from where I live. It is. So I was like, I walked in there, and it was funny too because the guy, he started telling me about like roasting coffee beans. So I was like, buddy, spare me the spiel.
He thought you were me because I would talk his ear off.
Yeah, I was like, spare me the spiel. I already worked at a coffee joint. I know about roasting. Right. I know about pour over. Give me your best, darkest coffee. Yes. And you can talk to me about anything else when you brew it.
And how was it prepared? Was it pour over?
It was pour over. Okay. It was slower than where I used to work. My job was super quick, which sometimes made it a little watery.
Okay.
I will say that about Rook Coffee Roasters. I do love them. Sometimes can be a little watery than others. Not necessarily the most consistent drink, depending on who makes it.
Okay, sure. You made it good.
Well, I'm like a master. This place, much like Bouscardeau in Fairhaven, they do a slower pour over.
Okay.
They put water in, wait. Put water in, wait. I got the, I think it was like the Colombian Pico.
Okay.
Twice in a row, went back. Okay. Haven't been there since. Not because I don't want to go. It's just because I'm poor and can't afford good coffee. So I go to Quick Check. But
pour is going to run you $2.25 at least.
Yeah, at least. I thought their coffee was great. Now you said you had went to the same place, and you said that your litmus test was a latte, and you didn't necessarily.
I'd gotten a latte there, and it was terrible.
And
put it that way. It was awful.
And it was funny too because my boyfriend, when he went with me, he only drinks dirty chai lattes with almond milk, and he's like, oh, it was so sugary, like because he puts extra sugar in. He's like, I could have not put sugar in it, and it would have been fine. So he didn't necessarily like it either. But I feel like they're a coffee roaster.
Yeah. Try
the coffee. Right. Am I wrong? Or am I wrong?
You're right. You're right. Truthfully, I like lattes. So. I don't know if I'm going to be back. So you get the drink that you want. So, we start talking. I'm Ming.
You're Ming.
Talking to
You're fucking Ming.
Talking to the baristas. And I noticed they have, you drink cold brew coffee.
Yeah.
Or iced coffee.
I do.
Now, if you go to Starbucks, get iced coffee, they fill a glass with ice and they put hot coffee in it. And it tastes like shit.
Well, no, that's not what they do. They brew it as regular coffee, then put it in a refrigerator.
Right. So basically,
when you put it, so when they put it like in your cup, it's already cold. Yeah. But it had once been hot.
Yeah. That tastes like, that's a recipe for shit.
Yeah.
Tastes like shit. Like, literally.
Tastes bad, yeah.
I think it literally might taste like shit. Now, I've never tasted shit, but I think that's what shit tastes like.
Probably.
Yeah. So there are other ways to do it where you brew it cold to begin with.
Yes.
There's a Japanese method called the Kyoto drip, where it drips once per second on a pile of coffee grounds and it filters down.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty awesome. Or the method they have here, they run it through a tap, much like a beer tap, but they use nitrogen. Nitrogen cold brew tap.
Yep.
So it comes out cold.
I've had coffee like that.
Yeah. And they're like, would you like a taste? I'm like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, bitches.
Hell yeah. So they gave me a sample. This is great.
And you went back like 80 times.
I tried to go back the next day. They were closed. They closed on Sunday. So, but I found another place down the street. The day of the Lord.
The day of the Lord.
The Lord invented coffee, and as such, I needed this coffee.
Okay.
So French truck, big ups on you.
Big ups,
All
French
right.
truck, and the
All
courtyard.
right, we're going for a rant now.
We're going for a rant.
Yes. Okay.
Daryl and Carol versus Daryl and Beth.
Okay, I saw you tweeted this.
I did. I was watching the Daryl and Carol, which I didn't realize their names were so similar until I started tweeting about it. I was watching the Daryl and Carol episode, which I guess we can kind of give some spoilers away because that was 2 episodes ago, and if you haven't watched it yet, you're a fucking lunatic.
They're back together.
They're back. Well,
they're on an adventure.
They were. They were on an adventure to go rescue Beth. So, everyone is used to obviously seeing for years now. Carol and Daryl have kind of bonded.
They did in the prison. They bonded.
They bonded
big time.
Exactly, and they're kind of like, they're besties.
Yes.
And then after she left, and the prison shit got crazy. It was kind of Daryl and Beth, which at first I was like, oh no, not down with that. But I think that whole episode with her singing and him watching her.
Right.
I think that
drinking moonshine.
I think that
flipping off a flaming house.
Exactly. I think that Beth brings out a zen side of Daryl.
Sure.
The way Daryl in the past few episodes has kind of brought out the zen side in Carol.
Yes.
Like, I feel like maybe that's something that he picked up from Beth.
I agree.
But, it before the whole Beth thing, I was like, man, I just want to see fucking Carol and Daryl just do it. Like, I just wanted it.
Yes.
And then...
I think a lot of people
And then when he was with Beth, I was kind of like, oh man, they would make like a cute little couple together. Like,
isn't she like 18?
Whatever. Everyone's like, she's like 12 years old. I'm like, yeah, well, she's like 29 in real life. So, whatever.
Okay. I don't think she's 29.
No, I think she's like 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old is Daryl supposed to be, you think? 35?
On the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably 35.
It's not that.
I mean, whatever. In the zombie apocalypse, can you really be picky about age?
No, I guess not.
As long as they're consenting.
Yes.
But when I was watching him go to rescue Beth, I was kind of like, man, like, they laid down on that bunk bed. And I know that everyone thought it with me.
Yeah.
That they're going to fucking get it on right there. And then they didn't. And I was a little bummed again.
It's a bunk bed.
You've never had sex on a bunk bed?
I have not. Have you?
No.
Okay. Right on. No, I've not.
So who would you rather see Daryl hook up with?
I am going to go with Carol. I think that Daryl and Beth would.
You want to see the hashtag Carol CARRYL?
Carol. Yes, I do want to see that. I think there's. I mean, not that Beth isn't a badass, but I mean, Carol and Daryl are two badasses.
Yeah, no. When they when they both just laid down next to one another on the bed, I had the day off. I was sitting on my bed watching TV. I was like, "Is it gonna happen?
Yeah.
Is it gonna fucking happen?" I was like, "Dude, the minute they hook up, one of them is dead right after."
Of course,
obviously.
It's the don't violate that rule.
Obviously,
don't violate that rule.
It's like being a virgin in Scream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not getting too comfortable with everything yet. Are you? I didn't watch last night.
Comfortable with what?
I was in New Orleans, but other than one member got his leg eaten off. No one's really died, so there's some shit going down.
Well, it was funny too because this is obviously the first, kind of last season and this season are the first season that my boyfriend, I've kind of conned him into watching it with me, and I was trying to explain to him how badass a Walking Dead mid-season finale can be.
Example?
Well, and because he knows that I deeply hate the show.
They've been...
Except this season, I'm fucking in it to win it.
They've been good. Now, season 2 mid-season finale, they find Sophia.
That's the one I brought up. I was like, okay, so there's like this beautiful scene where, they're all kind of fucking bonding, going crazy, shooting the zombies coming out of this. And then the next thing you see is this little girl's sneakers, and her one leg is dragging. Yes. And it's the fucking kid that they spent the entire wasted season looking for. And there she is, and fucking Rick just walks out with his fucking revolver and just shoots her. And that's it, like, where no one can. Carol's, like, scraping the ground to get to her. No! Daryl's, like, holding her back. Yeah. Carl's just fucking stunned out of his mind, and Rick just looks at her point blank and fucking shoots her. And I was like, and that's how it ended. Like, that was the end of the show.
Right.
I was like, that is how good a Walking Dead mid-season finale
and then that's how the next episode picked up from there, too. That was cool.
Exactly. They picked up with the fucking dust was still in the air.
Third season? I can't remember. Was
that when Shane got shot, or was that the end of the season?
No, it was... Was it?
It might have been.
It might. Okay.
I know third season I just fucking hated. Like, I've hated the past few seasons. This season is the first season that I'm like, man, I can't wait till Sunday night.
It's good, right? And then the season 4 was the attack on the prison, I believe.
Yeah.
That was good.
I fucking hated the governor. He was a doctor. He was a Doctor Who, for Christ's sake.
You gotta be able to separate these people.
No, he was Doctor Who.
Okay. All right.
In the same way that, well, not in the same way, but I was talking, you know how I hate when people play the same, different superheroes?
Yeah.
They had a commercial on for Fantastic Four. And I was just like, now that, like, Chris Evans is killing it as Captain America, that movie should be banned from ever being
I agree with you. I didn't just watch the commercial, I watched the movie.
Oh, man, why did you watch that?
It is awful. It's so bad.
Like, I'm just like, now that he's, like, killing it as Captain America, that movie needs to be swept under the rug by everybody.
It's so bad. Amon Ra, our buddy Amon Ra, at Amon Ra 21. Daryl, Carol, and Beth threesome.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. She answered me the first time. I don't know if I could see that. I don't think Carol and Beth. I don't know.
That's not.
That's just like too.
It's not attractive to you.
No, it's too.
Not attractive to you. All right, I need to go home and watch last night's episode.
Last night's episode was okay.
Okay. I know they're preparing to attack the hospital. Blah blah blah. But,
I mean, I didn't really have any problem where Carl says anything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he just fucking needs to stay in the house.
That was 2 seasons ago.
It just needs to fucking stay in the house.
Okay, all right, I hear you.
Okay, rant?
Yes, rant.
New Orleans cabs the taxi system.
Yes. Did you take any cabs in New Orleans?
Nope, I walked.
Everywhere?
And had a rental.
I tried to... you drove?
Mm-hmm.
Because you had to go out to, like, cemeteries and stuff. Yeah. So I thought about renting a car, and I was worried about the parking situation, which turned out to be unfounded. It seemed like parking was fairly plentiful everywhere on the street. So I walked as much as I could. But, I mean, if you're, like, on Bourbon Street at 4 in the morning... Actually, it's probably good I didn't rent a car, now that I think about it. On Bourbon Street at 4 in the morning, I take a cab back. So, I'm a big fan of Uber. Mm-hmm. I love Uber. I use the app. You can see where all the cars are.
Yeah. Do they have that down there?
They have been fighting it for the longest time. And I think maybe last month or 2 months ago, they're like, okay, we'll let Uber in, but only the black cars. Meaning... Uber Black is the higher end Uber.
I was going to say, like, only... That's so racist.
I know, yeah, it's racist.
I was like, whoa, the show got dark.
Not black as in, like Black Label, like good.
Yeah.
When something's Black Label, it's good.
Yes.
So, if you call it Uber Black car, like a freaking Escalade pulls up, picks you up, and you're getting charged $15 minimum to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm like, screw this, man. I'll just take a cab. Now, the reason they're trying to keep Uber out, the city says, like, oh, we want everyone to have background checks. We want everyone to be licensed. We want everyone to be on the up and up. Which Uber does background checks and all that. I've never had a bad problem. And how many cabs have you been in where you're like, they did a background check on this guy? This guy's like,
oh, God, like every cab I've ever been in New York.
Yeah. So what I found in New Orleans was a majority of the cabs out there, a majority of the ones that I hopped in, were unlicensed, meaning people had their licenses missing from where they're supposed to be displaying them, or they were expired. And the reason you could tell that they're driving around illegally was their credit card machines were turned off. Where you could swipe a credit card.
Oh, so how'd you pay?
Cash. You only had to pay cash, and it sucked. You know, Uber uses your credit card number on your phone, and you could tell they're sketchy characters. The cars were really dirty.
Yeah.
It was and they were bad drivers. So the one thing that so they're trying to prevent this better system from coming in, and meanwhile they're just letting it run rampant anyways. That's my only rant. That's my only negative on New Orleans was the cab system.
The cab system.
Yes.
So Ming got a ride with some unlicensed person.
A lot of them. They were a little sketchy.
Unlicensed people.
They were a little sketchy.
Okay, so
I think when you were out there, were people like, oh, be careful, be careful, be careful? Were people constantly warning you to be careful?
Yeah.
Now, first of all,
especially like I was going to the places where Banksy was because I wanted to see his
the Banksy art. Yeah.
And a lot of them that were there when I was there that probably aren't there anymore. A lot of them were in homeless neighborhoods.
Yes.
So unsavory neighborhoods. I mean, the famous one down there with the rain. Like I had to wait for a drug transaction to go down before the people moved,
really?
So I could go take a picture of her because there was literally I watched it. I'm like, dude, it's totally sounding like fucking crack cocaine to that guy. Literally watched it go down.
Right.
Because there's a grocery store across the street, and I was parked in front of the grocery store, and I was like, it's literally going down right there. So unsavory parts of town. Oh shit, I dropped it.
Oh no.
This was a good one too.
Sure. Now, granted, it is the third most crime-ridden city in America.
Yep.
Next to, I don't know what the first two are.
I don't know. The west side of Red Bank.
I would laugh at that, except 2 dudes got shot there recently. But
and 2 dudes got shot the night before and a week before that.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking crime spree over there.
Right.
Oh man, the fucking Bruins scored and then he took it away. Jesus!
Sorry. Game ain't over yet. Yeah, I was constantly trying to be.
Cowboys are okay.
Yeah. At least beat the Giants. Anyways, I was constantly being reminded just be careful. I don't think I ever. Now maybe I was oblivious, and I went. I mean, if I showed you on a map where I went, I covered a good amount of area. I never felt unsafe. I think the only time I felt unsafe were in those unlicensed cabs. So, yeah. So that's my only rant.
Okay.
Let UberX in there because I want to be for my own personal convenience.
Ming likes apps.
Yes.
So we have a rave.
A rave. Okay.
Did your Airbnb host try to take your kidneys?
Okay. Well, as you can see.
No, your kidneys are still attached to you.
And I came back alive.
Yes.
Which I'm very proud of, by the way. Came back alive.
I am too, because you posted a lot of pictures that looked like you were drunk.
I was.
Yeah, you had squinty eyes in one of those pictures.
I always have squinty eyes.
Squintier.
Okay.
I mean, there was one picture and everyone called you out. They were like, I've never seen somebody look drunker. I was like, I've seen people look drunker. But man, is he fucking blazed right there.
Now, we talked about Airbnb last week. We were talking about horror stories, but all the horror stories were from the side of people renting the places.
Yeah.
And finding meth pipes. And people using their properties as brothels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is obviously what I would do.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Anyone
out there going on a trip, don't use a hotel.
Use Airbnb.
Use Airbnb. Unless you're really not adventurous. Which, if you're listening to this show, I highly
If
doubt.
you only like missionary style sex.
Yes, don't use. Yes, that's a great analogy. That is a fantastic freaking analogy.
Hotels are for missionary.
Love you,
Airbnb is for even if you like it with your legs around the guy's neck, up, that's a little more adventurous than missionary.
Yeah.
If you like it any weird way, Airbnb's got you covered.
Right. That's exactly If you can venture past the standard 3 positions, oh yeah, you're gonna like Airbnb, man. So
so dirty.
Real quick, Airbnb, you go
so fucking dirty.
You go out and you're basically renting other people's properties
yes.
for either one day or a week or whatever. I've been using this for a couple months now, and it's been amazing each time. So. This time, I think I told you about the last place. I found this place. I rented it solely based on sort of the location, price, and the photos. Oh, I trust the photos. The photos were gorgeous. I think I sent you some of them.
Yes.
This little cottage. It was a little cottage called Nola's Ark, A-R-C.
I like that.
And it was great. I booked it, communicated with the owner. She let me check in early because my flight got in a little early, 1 o'clock. Check-in was 3. And I got there. Her 2 dogs were there running around, and I got in there. We chatted. We turned out to have a lot of the same interests. She was an Australian cellist, who moved out to New Orleans. Yeah, she's an Australian woman who was a musician, played the cello. Moved out to New Orleans to get married to a dude. Didn't work out, but she just decided to stay. So what she does now is she flips houses. And the ones that she doesn't flip, she rents out on a daily basis to Airbnb. So this place was awesome.
Like, yeah, and the pictures looked really good.
It was awesome. So I got there, she showed me around. So I mean, we're talking living area, outside deck.
Yeah.
Full kitchen, bedroom, bathroom. And I paid $80 a night.
Not bad at all.
For this. You can't get a Motel 6 for $80.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
And if you do, it has cockroaches.
Right.
Comes with pets.
This place was spotless. So I got in there and she was like, and she turned around and gave me the keys and she sat me down. She's like, hey, and she pulled out these 2 binders she had arranged and she started telling me about what was around. And she had a binder full of restaurant menus and she had a whole walking tour all
That's
set
like
up.
Amazing. Somebody who like really cares.
Yeah. Yeah, and she had no. The other binder had like phone numbers for like local cab companies and whatever, and there were little things about things about the house. Little shut the lights off before you leave. She was really into being green, and like the place was stocked with food.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead, help yourself, food and drinks, and the third binder she pulled out was full of Banksy artwork.
Yeah.
Huge fan of Banksy. I had no idea he had been down there and did a whole.
Yeah, I completely forgot to mention after New Orleans, suffered Katrina. He went down there. He did a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I probably when I was down there, I saw probably about 6 of them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, like even when I was down there, like there were ones that I went to that had already been taken down. That people like said, oh, like go look at this, and they were already gone. Like you could tell that they've been repainted recently.
How much does that suck? People repainting over it. It sucks.
It does. Sucks. You know, but you can't be mad.
Why?
Because it's the nature of street art. And that's it's one of those things that it's not meant to be. It's not meant to be. I was gonna say it's not meant to be like the Last Supper, but even that's disappearing into the wall it's painted on. And within a few years it'll be fucking gone completely.
Okay.
It's not meant to be Starry Night. It's not. It's.
Well, you can't get away from Starry Night.
Me? No, it's tattooed.
It's
tattooed on my arm. Yeah. It's also hanging in my reading nook. But it's not meant to be that. That is the beauty of street art. That it touches the people it touches when they see it.
Right.
And then it's gone. And, not everyone gets a chance to see it. That's the beauty of street art. It's not permanent.
No, it sucks. So he did like 12, maybe 15 pieces. I believe only one remains, and it was a block away from where it was staying.
Yeah, you told me that.
A block away from Nola's
And it's covered in plexiglass.
Yeah.
It was covered in plexiglass when I was there. Yeah. And it's protected. But, to be fair, it's on a building that one day is going to get knocked down.
Yeah, and I heard somebody tried to steal it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how. Like, how do you shave off the side of a building? But somebody tried.
Yeah.
Because if you can do that, then it's worth like $150,000 at the least.
If you could sell it.
Yeah. So I did not get my kidneys stolen. I had an amazing 2 days there.
There you go.
And not only that, I was in constant communication with. We started talking about, hey, where are you going to eat? So we were into food and.
That's cool.
Art. And touring this beautiful city of New Orleans. Even when I checked out, I was waiting for a cab to pick me up, and it never showed up. She's like, I'll drive you to the next place.
Oh, that's cool.
And she did. So, big shout-out. Belinda. Her name's Belinda.
Belinda.
It's called Nola's Ark. If you're going to New Orleans.
Belinda.
It's like $80 a night.
$80
a night.
I'm going to stay there next time I go to New Orleans.
But her she had 2 of them. They were side by side. It'd be cool if, like, you grabbed one.
And I grabbed...
I grabbed one, like, you grabbed the other. Yeah.
Feels like buddies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go with a revelation.
It's a revelation, okay.
If you were to lose your power of speech tonight, what's the one thing you would want to tell me to improve myself?
Get it? Do you get the question?
Kind of. So if I I can't speak.
You're going to be mute.
I'm going to be mute.
Right. What's the last thing you want to tell me? Doesn't have to be an improvement. It could be anything.
Obviously.
But an improvement.
Oh, sorry. Mike Gaines, Star Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I've seen Starry Night and MoMA. It used to be like my favorite block of 1 foot by 1 foot space was like right in front of it staring at it. I've seen it so many damn times. I love it.
I think my favorite painting is the one that Cameron stares at the Chicago Museum of Art or whatever that place is called.
I hate that movie.
Do you like the painting? It's called
The painting's fine. I just hate the movie.
It's called like An Afternoon on La Grande Jetée or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the one that Cameron zooms in there with the little kid.
Mm-hmm.
It gets
Yeah, I actually like that painting a lot. So if I was to lose my power of speech tonight, what's the
doesn't have to be something to improve. It could be anything.
Stay home occasionally.
Yeah, I'm not way too much.
Yeah,
I got a break coming up.
You're way too much. Stay home.
I got a break coming up.
Stay home.
Small break. Well,
what would you tell me?
What did I tell you? I would tell you, like, you know, I know you love your job right now. I know it's not ultimately what you want to do forever. And I would tell you.
This just got deep.
No, I would tell you to go do it. Just go do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. Like, you don't have to give up what you're doing now, but, you know, on your off hours, do it.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's like when you do something you like you really do it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Like Christmas.
Yes. No, I mean, you know.
No, I know.
Like the stuff you like. You're like me. That's why we're friends. Like we're friends. We're very passionate about it.
Well, when I say stay home, I don't mean that in the Tell 'em Steve Dave way. I mean that in the way don't miss the moments.
Yeah.
Don't miss the little things.
You're right.
Don't just be there for the big ones. Be there for the little ones. You know.
Right.
When your kids are teenagers,
yeah.
You want to. I remember this one day. God, it's so stupid. I grew my hair out long
Great
forever.
Advice.
I grew my hair out long forever, and I wanted it cut short so bad. And I got it like cut to my chin. It had been like down my back.
Yeah.
And this was like when I was a kid. I was like probably like 8 years old maybe. I had never cut it, and I cut it super short.
And no one noticed.
And no. Like I got it cut at a hair place, and I went home. I didn't say anything to my mother. I don't know why. Probably because I was waiting for the I told you so, because she told me not to cut it. And my father got home, he goes, oh, you got your hair cut. Like, not a bad thing, just like saying, I started sobbing. And I fell into his arms, and I said, Daddy, I hate it. And it's just like, I don't know why I always remember that.
He was there for you.
But yeah, like, he was there for me. And that's like one of those little moments. Like, you know what? You could be there when your daughter gets her first heartache. But she's probably...
I'd rather not, but okay.
No, you want to be there for that. You know, because somebody else isn't, and you want to be there. But, like, you want to be there the first time she, like...
Debbie, get me my gun.
Exactly. You want to
Actually, I won't have a gun. Like, I'll call up Mike. It's like, Mike, can I borrow one of your pieces?
One of your fucking guns.
One of your guns.
You want to be there the first time, like, I don't know, she does something that's not even a big deal that she fucking hates. And you just want to be there.
It's good advice, Sam Q.
Like, I you know, like, the moments with my father, me and my father don't get along for much.
Right.
But, you know, he bought me a chair this week. And
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
I showed you, yeah.
You did.
He bought me a chair this week, and it was, you know, when I was leaving him, I gave him, like, 4 hugs and told him I loved him, like, 70 times. Because it was just...
He bought you a chair.
Because he bought me a chair. And I, like, love him. And I do. Like, it sounds stupid to say it, like, oh, well, obviously she loves her dad. If you've met my dad, no, it's not obvious anyone loves him.
Okay.
He's like a mean, you know, cynical ass.
Well, yeah, he had to work at a freaking movie theater.
But that was his favorite job.
okay. Well, I take that back.
You know, he's like a mean, cynical man, and, you know, just make sure you're there for the little things.
Okay. Thank you for the advice. I have a little thing.
I know you do.
I'm there.
I'm gonna go with a.
I'm there for that. Before you do that, you know, we're talking about Mike and guns. Like, do you know he bought a taser?
No, where?
He bought
Orleans?
Because there were no weapons to be sold. But when we were in LA,
there's no weapons.
Well, at the con, I mean, if it's sold at the con, he'll buy it. If there's some kind of weaponry at the con, he'll buy it. Like, we were in San Antonio, he bought batarangs. They were like Chinese stars shaped like Batman's bat signal. Yeah. He bought that. He was like, "Hey man, check it out." I'm like, "Dude, like more." He's got axes. He's got a machete.
Good for him.
He's got a crossbow.
Oh man, do you think he'll let me use it?
A crossbow?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm gonna shoot you.
Thanks. But he told me he bought a taser. I'm like, when and where and why did you buy a taser? Apparently at the con we went to in LA 2 weeks ago, there was a table selling tasers, and he put it in his check bag, so it was he got it back okay. And I'm like, a taser, like the one that shoots out the little things on the coil? He's like, no, idiot, that's a stun gun.
Yeah.
I bought a taser, which was
It's the one that you
zap.
hold.
Yeah. But
I've been tased before.
really?
Yeah.
What happened? You got tased?
Yeah, no, my friends, they bought a taser in like Pennsylvania somewhere. It wasn't like a strong one. It was just like a few volts.
Okay.
But they were like, "Oh, I wonder how strong it is. Let's test it on Sam." Right to my thigh.
And did you black out and were you down?
No, I didn't black out. It hurt like hell. And then my leg, no, I didn't piss myself.
You didn't piss yourself?
And then my leg was like a little numb afterward, but.
See, that's when I asked him. I was like, did you try it on yourself? He's like, no. I'm like, how are you going to know it's going to work?
I don't think he's going to try it on anybody. He's going to try it on like you or Brian. Or...
I told him he could try it on me.
Can we videotape it?
Sure. Awesome. Because like really, he's like, oh no, when you start it, you can feel whatever the energy coming off of it. It's like, oh no, you're going down if I use it. So I don't. Maybe I should take that back. Maybe getting tased isn't that good of an idea.
No, I mean like I was like a little voltage. I was like,
yeah.
You know.
I don't know. He said he went high class with this. So, anyways. So what was the question again? What was the rave or the rant?
We have
the advice. Yeah. So anyway, it's like go follow your heart, do what you want to do.
And I said, don't miss the little moments.
Yeah, I know you want. There are other things you'd rather be doing, and sometimes you hold yourself back.
I do.
Yeah.
I hold myself back.
Get out of your. I read a good quote today. Get out of your own way.
That's a good one.
That's my advice too. All right.
I appreciate that.
Of course.
How many? This is a rave.
Okay.
How many beers did Ming drink?
Oh, how many did I drink?
I think that might be a revelation. Like I think we need to think about that.
So the first night I was there, I went into this.
Oh my God, we're gonna go beer for beer. This is gonna be forever.
Can we count alcoholic drink, like all alcoholic drinks, the ones I remember?
Yeah.
So I happen to have a friend who was out there for her birthday. She's a burlesque dancer, but you don't need to know that.
Yeah, no.
She was leaving that night. She's like, "Hey,
shocking.
Let's grab a drink. Like, you gotta go, I gotta go. Let's grab a drink." There was a dude with her, if that even matters. But we went to this place called Port of Call, which is a tiki themed place. Dark. You would like it.
Yeah.
And they had a drink called the Monsoon.
Yes.
Very strong. So we all got one, and it was mostly rum, I believe, and whatever stuff they put in there.
Mostly rum.
And I drank that. So that was the first alcoholic beverage I had out there. I made the mistake right afterwards. I don't know. I kind of put it in my head that I wanted to take a hot yoga class after, and I did that. Have you ever done drunk yoga or drunk hot yoga?
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Your head spins.
So I had this drink, and it didn't kick in until a half hour later when the class started, and my balance was really off. And combined with the heat, it was a great class, by the way, but
yeah,
it was not the greatest idea. So drunk yoga, I don't recommend.
No, I don't either. Mine, it was more like hungover yoga. I drank the day before, passed out, fell asleep, woke up for yoga, and like I just remember the first downward dog. I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be a long class. Yeah.
I've done hungover yoga too. I took a class with you. Remember my birthday party last year?
Mm-hmm.
I was up till 4 a.m. and we went, or 5 a.m.
And then you met me at the yoga studio
at 7:30. Mm-hmm. I got up and we went, and yeah, that was rough too. But big shout out to Rain Studios. You would love this place.
Yeah, you posted a picture. I really liked it.
Yeah, you would love it. It's exposed brick and like reclaimed wood.
Yeah.
And the playlist was awesome, and the instructor was awesome, and the vibe was awesome. And they had Edison bulbs in there. That was awesome. What wasn't awesome was like
being drunk,
being kind of tipsy. So I did that. So that after the yoga class, the band Courage My Love happened to be playing in New Orleans.
Yes.
Who, if you don't know Courage My Love, they did the I Sell Comics theme song.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're a Canadian band, and they just happened to be there. So I went and saw them, hung out with them after they played their set.
Yeah.
They're like, "Hey, you want to go hang out on Bourbon Street?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So they were like, "Well, we got to drop off our gear, our band gear, and then we'll go." So their show started at like 10 or 11. So we didn't leave till 1:30. And that didn't get started till 1:30. And I didn't sleep the night before because I was too excited about New Orleans. So
Christmas Day.
I'm getting too old for this. Like starting a night at 1:30 in the morning.
Dude, Ming, like I can't even remember the last time I was up at 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, but for New Orleans you would do it.
Oh yeah.
And for New Orleans I did do it. So we went to Bourbon Street at 1:30, and so at the concert I had a couple beers. So that let's count up to 3. When you were at Bourbon Street, did you have any of those novelty drinks, like the Grenade or the Hurricane?
I've had the Grenade and the Hurricane.
Okay.
I wasn't a fan. Like I'm like a beer drinker.
Yeah, these are like sweet like alcohol drinks, but like fruity. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did not. Other than the Monsoon, I did not partake in any of these novelty drinks. I didn't. They come in weird containers. They're for kids.
Yeah. I just like, you know what, like.
I just don't drink mixed drinks. Like, it's not me.
Right.
I actually did, ironically enough, this Sunday, I went to the movies to go see Mockingjay.
Yeah.
And we went for, like, brunch. It was, like, 11:30, and we went to Fridays. And I was like, man, I really wish I could have had pancakes. But, you know, we went for, like, Fridays instead.
Yeah.
And so I ended up getting this, like, sweet tea whiskey drink. And it tasted, you know...
Why did you do that? Why would you do that to yourself?
Because we only had like 30 minutes and we needed to be at the movie theater.
Okay, you wanted to get a buzz on.
Yeah, so, you know, we went there and that was like the first time, like, yawning. That was the first, like, really weird mixed drink I'd had in a while.
Okay.
But it was like, you know, like sweet tea something.
Right.
And it had like whiskey, like 4 different types of whiskey.
Were you like
in
this?
No, it was actually really good. It tasted like, you know, a drink that you would have during brunch, you know, basically. So, which is kind of what I wanted.
Yeah. So we went to a place called the Cat's Meow, which is a karaoke place.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's great. Now it's 2 a.m. People are doing bad karaoke.
Yeah.
And drinking. And it was great.
It was like obvious.
It wasn't great because it was bad karaoke. It was great because it was bad karaoke at 2 a.m. on a Wednesday night.
Yeah,
like,
and it wasn't about to end. Like 2 in the morning, it was
like a 24-hour karaoke bar. I don't know why. I thought, man, this is cool that there's somewhere in the world that this is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was fun.
What's that little ding?
That's a text. I can get text on my computer now.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Okay, so sum it up. How many beers?
So
do you
I
think
had
you
2
drank?
there, and then we went to some other place. I had a couple there, so that's 3. That's 7. So I think I had 7
Total.
that night.
Well, I would say give me like a
everything.
A frame. Yeah, give me like a frame
7.
for the entire night.
Oh, the entire night?
Or the entire
entire.
trip.
Oh God.
Like, give me like an estimate.
So 4 days. Like I think I probably went over 20
Okay.
drinks. That's pretty good, right? Or bad? I don't. Depending on how you look at it.
Walt would call you an alcoholic.
I don't think. When you're there, it just happens, though, right?
Yeah.
What? No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
no, that's legit. I mean, I'm not gonna call you an alcoholic. You did look really drunk in that one picture. I mean, like, I think everybody listening to this knows.
Oh, the one where I'm with So one was the Encourage My Love manager.
Yep.
And the other one was the girl selling merchandise for the opening band.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you looked really drunk.
It was bad lighting.
Yeah, no, you were drunk.
It was bad lighting.
Yeah, you were drunk.
It was bad lighting.
You were
But,
drunk.
hey, I did something for the first time out there.
What?
In New Orleans.
What?
Something adult, perhaps. Smoked my first cigar. You ever smoke a cigar?
I have. It's funny that you mentioned this, because I was just talking about a cigar bar the other day.
Where?
In Washington, D.C., when I went a few years ago, we got there kind of late. We were walking around, and we just wanted a fucking bar to drink at.
Right.
And, like, everywhere was, like, either crowded or, like, super expensive or closed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we couldn't find, like, a fucking dive. So finally we walked by, like, a cigar bar.
Right. They got alcohol? Okay, let's go in.
We went in, and we're both smoking cigars, and I was, like, my first fucking night in, like, D.C.,
Mm-hmm.
and I was smoking cigars with, like, fucking probably, like, these, you know, D-list politicians that are
Right.
probably in here. It was, like, smoky and...
Yeah, so the first night Mike got in, which was Friday, 2 days after I'd been there, we were walking on Bourbon Street, and he's like, I want to get a cigar. I'm like, okay, it's odd, but all right. So he gets one, and he smokes it, and it's cool. I've never really smoked anything in my life, so
Yeah.
one of the nights we ended up at this cigar bar called Dos F's.
Yeah.
2 somethings, F-A, Jefes, whatever. Cigar bar. I got in there, and Theo Crane, who played Big Tiny from The Walking Dead,
Yep.
was there. And he was like, hey, I got something for you. And he hands me a cigar. It's not a full cigar. It's one of those mini ones.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? He's like, smoke it, idiot.
Smoke it, bitch!
And I'm like, how? I don't know. And, the advice they give you is don't inhale. You puff it.
Yeah.
Just get enough to taste it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I give this a shot.
Yeah, you inhale weed.
Give it a shot. Yeah, you puff a cigar. And so I'm puffing away, and I'm like, this is kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess you get a little bit of nicotine buzz, too. And I was warned, like, don't throw up. You never done this before? Don't throw up. I didn't throw up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've smoked cigars. My ex-boyfriend used to love smoking them, and
It's fun. It's
I was just saying,
fun.
and like recently I've been smoking every occasion out of a hookah.
Right.
You know, flavored
Is
tobacco.
do you inhale hookah?
It's like flavored tobacco.
Right.
You know, it's basically like, you know, puffing away. You just
Oh,
puff-
so you
yeah,
don't
you
really
just, like,
inhale then?
Well, you can.
Okay. Maybe I'll give that a shot then.
Fucking come over for like a housewarming party.
Right, it's not gonna be a habit. It's just like
celebrating.
Like
it's funny too because somebody once asked me like, you hate cigarettes, but you smoke a cigar and you smoke on a hookah every now and then.
Yeah,
like,
but
it's
now
like
I'm
more of an
realizing
atmosphere thing.
Right, it's not the same.
Yeah.
That I'm realizing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, like I wouldn't make it a habit, but it's fun to do.
No, but I'm like, all right. So you do something new every day. I'm just saying. So cigar.
So we have a rant.
Okay.
Sam Q's neighbor update and the joys of apartment living.
All right. Do you have any updates?
I don't have any recordings. Ironically enough, I've been working a lot and I haven't been home. And when I wasn't at the apartment or at work, I was at my parents' house because I was visiting them. So I didn't get any recordings this week. Don't worry, I will. But they've been a little quieter. So maybe they listen to my show.
No way. They would be louder if they listened to the show.
Fuck yeah, they would.
Do you think, before I left, it got really cold? Do you think that had anything to do with it? Like, maybe they slowed down? The cold slowed them down?
I don't know. It was funny, too, because on Sunday I was actually home, and I went and I sat outside on the steps, waiting to hear them, and, nothing. So I walked downstairs. I'm like, it's, early. They should be watching infomercials. So I walked down the steps a little bit. I, sit outside the door. Nothing. Not even the TV's on. And I'm like, where would two elderly black people be on a Sunday morning?
Okay.
Church.
Not that it matters, but they're African American descent. I couldn't tell that from the recording. Not that it matters.
Not that it matters, but you can kind of tell. I've never seen them, but you can kind of tell just the way they talk, the dialect almost.
Yes.
Jesus. So yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
My only concern is that they're fucking rude and loud.
Right.
But and I sat there. I was like, oh, they're probably at church, because and especially more elderly people too, just in general, go to church because that was.
Have you seen them go out in their? You haven't even seen them.
No, and I realized they don't go out their front door. Every apartment on the bottom has a back door that leads out directly to the back parking lot. So I'm like, oh man, I've been waiting for them to come out the front door. Yeah. They're probably going the back door. So now I have to sit in the kitchen and wait to see them.
Stalking these
elderly people. But the other day, we were talking, and it was a little late, whatever, we were watching TV, and Alex could swear that he heard a broomstick on the ceiling below us, and I'm like, I don't think so.
Oh, telling you to quiet down?
Yeah, because we weren't being as loud as we've been.
Quiet down up there!
Yeah.
Fucking shut up!
So they've definitely been quiet this week. And it's been unnerving because I was like, oh no.
No, maybe they're being considerate.
Maybe they're planning.
To do what?
But I mean, in the morning I still do hear them watching their infomercials. This morning I was running out of the house because I had to get to work, and while I was upstairs in my kitchen, I heard her going ah!
It slices, it'll cut your hair.
Yeah, basically. And I heard her, and I was like, oh, should I stop and record something for tonight? And I was like, no, I don't have time.
All right, no problem.
Yeah, we definitely will get it. They've been a little quiet.
So you only have one neighbor to deal with?
Yeah.
Basically? All right, that's cool.
Our bedroom wall is against somebody else's bedroom wall, but I don't know if somebody lives in that apartment yet or not, because I haven't heard anything from there. Alex is convinced that the walls are paper thin because we could hear them so loud downstairs.
Right.
But I'm like, I don't think so. I think they're just loud.
Yeah.
So, but it's been fine.
You said you brought your dog. You gave your dog a trial.
Yeah,
run. She's loud. She's loud.
She's loud. She barks at shadows. She barks at everything.
It's just a dog.
So yeah, we have to figure out what we're gonna do about that.
Hey, as long as the neighbors don't care.
Just waiting to get furniture now.
All right.
I'm gonna go with the Revelation.
All right.
Since we're running.
Okay.
Not out of time yet.
We'll do a couple more.
Would I?
Okay. Yes.
Would I dress up as a slutty hamburger?
Okay. A little shout out to the What Say You podcast. Sal Volcano, Brian Quinn. They have a podcast called What Say You.
They do.
They were talking about the Hamburglar. You're familiar with the Hamburglar?
Yes.
Hamburger character from the McDonald's Corporation.
It's purple. I think he's purple.
That's Grimace, dude. Come on, get it right. That's the Grimace.
Yeah, that is the fucking Grimace. What color is the Hamburglar?
He's black with stripy socks.
Okay.
And
look him up. I got fucking computer.
He has a mask and a wide brimmed hat. I can't believe you mistook the hamburger for the Grimace, but okay. That's the Grimace for the Hamburglar. Yeah. Hamburglar. His main objective.
Oh yeah, that's the hamburger. He's wearing that fucking
the mask.
He's like a ginger.
Yeah, they turn into red hair like in the 70s.
Yeah, you can never fucking trust a ginger.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have no souls. Go on.
Right. Okay, you said it. I didn't. Although I did say it once. So okay, so we've both gone on record as saying it. But
well, I mean, it's true. Look at that fucking face with those little buck teeth.
Yes.
Fucking
May objected to steal hamburgers. Quinn was looking up his history, and he noticed that there does, in fact, exist out in the world a slutty hamburger costume.
I'm looking it up right now.
Okay. And what Brian said was like, oh man, I want to find the girl and date the girl who would wear this in bed with me. But he's like, where am I going to find a girl cool enough to do this?
This outfit?
Yes.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And
you could consider me that girl.
And I was wondering, Sam's pretty cool.
What's funny is I actually have yoga pants in that same pattern.
Oh, yeah, you do.
I do.
Yeah,
we sell them in my store currently.
Yeah, I remember that. And you have, yeah.
I would totally fucking rock this costume. Holy shit, that's amazing.
So his idea was he wants to find the girl who will do this.
It's me.
Or someone similar to you. Mm-hmm. Very rare. And then, like, around the house, hide, like, 40 hamburgers. And then, like, every time, like, you or whoever dressed up found one, you'd be like, all right, I got it. I'm like the cop. The hamburger cop, or Mayor McCheese.
Can we just talk about, in addition to the slutty hamburger costume, there's a slutty hamburger costume.
Oh, of course, yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah,
but that's not as fun. You want the slutty hamburger costume.
No, I agree completely, but I just, like, I can't believe that there's a slutty hamburger. There's also a slutty Ronald McDonald costume.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That is awful.
That is fucking terrible.
That is awful. Is there a sexy grimace? Tell me there's a sexy grimace costume.
Oh, man.
Tell me there's a sexy grimace. Tell me there's a sexy grimace costume. That would be weird.
No, there's actually not. I feel like for
the market's open. Somebody put together a sexy grimace costume.
I mean, Natalie Portman did wear this purple dress that almost looks like a sexy grimace.
Yeah, no. The grimace is the grimace. All right, so that's...
Oh, yeah, I would totally wear that outfit. That's actually, like, a pretty cool outfit.
Okay. Well, see, the question wasn't totally right. Now, I know you write it, you're like, well, what?
What the fuck?
Has this kid lost it? Like, what the hell? But yes.
Oh, man, I would totally wear that.
Okay.
I'll send, like, a picture of myself in those black and white striped leggings.
You should to Quinn.
I'll, like, direct message it to Quinn.
Send it to Q.
Yeah. Don't worry, that's coming your way, sir.
Okay, there you go. See?
I'm going to go with a boom, boom, boom.
A rave?
A rave.
It's a rave.
Which we already kind of talked about.
Okay.
Banksy in New Orleans.
Okay,
So
throw that one out.
We'll go with the last rave. Actually, we'll save the last rave.
Okay.
We'll go with a revelation.
Okay, a good one.
What is the one word in my vocabulary that I use excessively? Well, I know what mine is, apparently.
Well, what's mine? Yours is tonight. We'll go with the word obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah. Or the word ex-boyfriend.
That's like on when I was on Pizza Beer Revolution. Yes. They're like, you always have a story that starts, I once dated this guy. Yes. I could do like a whole podcast on, I once dated this guy.
I know you could. You totally could.
Yeah, I totally could. I've like dated half the tri-state area.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Obviously.
Obviously. You're great on those podcasts, by the way. I listened to them on the airplane.
Thank you. It was funny because when you were on the airplane listening to my voice, I was sitting in my bed watching you on TV.
How weird is that?
I know.
How weird is that we live in a world where that's possible?
Yeah, it was a little weird that like at the same time that we were away from each other, we were still like with each other.
Can't get away from each other.
I like your comment back though. I sent you a picture of my TV with your face on it, and you were like, "Oh man, it's like I'm in bed with you." I was like, "Wow, that's so creepy."
Yeah, I know.
I was like, "Oh, that's so fucking creepy."
I know. It's like that's messed up.
Yeah.
Why are we messed up? I don't know.
So no one hears, obviously.
Oh right, yeah, but everyone just did hear.
So no one hears that nonsense.
Everyone just did hear.
Your word, I don't know.
Well, I have to send you.
You love a lot of things.
You do.
I would say that, like, you are like the person who loves everything. So like everything you talk about, you're like, oh my god, this place, I love it. I love this place. I love that drink. I love this woman.
Oh yeah, that girl, I love her, man.
I love her. I love that girl and that girl and that girl.
Oh man, Kelly Fry, I freaking love her. Man. I love her, but you love her too.
I do love her.
Yeah.
She has red hair, but she's not like a soulless ginger.
Oh god, no. No, she definitely has a soul. She got soul.
She has like every ginger soul inside of her.
She might.
That's like what the thing is. She just like sucked everybody's soul out.
Yeah. Well, she had Instagrammed a photo. I guess she was at an engagement party or something.
She was at an engagement party.
And you saw the picture. So she was drinking red wine and eating marshmallows. And I'm like, hey, I'm partying along with you. I went to this wine bar.
Yeah. We have to talk about this for a second.
Okay. This wine bar is called, God, what was it called? Something Grapevine. Bourbon Grapevine, maybe? Yeah. And I noticed on the sign it said bacon happy hour 4 to 6.
You just got like a cup of bacon.
And 10 to midnight. And I happened to be there at 11. And I saw people.
Where's my little ding, 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 ding?
And everyone had, I saw everyone with little, like, everyone had like this glass of bacon.
It was one of those glasses that you get like an old school ice cream parlor.
Yeah.
It just had fucking crispy bacon in it.
And I'm like,
I looked at that. I was like, who the fuck does this?
And I'm like, I'll have one of those, and whatever that dude over there is drinking. Yeah. It's like a $15 glass of red wine, and I was drinking wine and eating bacon. They paired together very well.
Wine and bacon, yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you love bacon.
I do.
And you love wine.
I love that bacon. Oh, I love that place.
Yeah.
I love bacon.
You love everything.
I love that wine.
You do. I would say that's like you just love everything.
Right, that's a good one. I say the word right a lot, so much so that Brian took one of the podcasts I did. I believe it was an episode of Puck Nuts with Sunday Jeff, and he had our guy Declan only cut out when I said right, and turned into a montage. I said it like 107 times. It was like a 4-minute montage of me saying right. Right. I'll sing the episode. It's called Right Said Ming.
Okay.
Tell Steve Dave.
I got one. Oh, so
okay.
I got like 3 rants left.
All right.
Okay,
You're
so
not
rant.
ranting enough.
Bud is dying. Craft beer is taking over. That's not a rant. That's a thank fucking God.
Yeah, I read an article that Budweiser used to sell like 500 million barrels a year or some shit like that. Now they're down to like 16. Like they're getting killed because of the craft beer revolution.
Yeah.
Where some bars won't even carry it anymore because people don't want it.
Because it tastes like fucking piss.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, if you did listen to my episode with Derek DeAngelis from Fastlane Daily on Pizza Beer Revolution, and the beer he thought
Bud Light.
Bud Light. And we had to go around and pick why we thought you think this beer best describes you. And like I tried to be like serious about it, but I was like, well, maybe, it reminds you of a time when you were in college and like, you're like a fun looking guy, you look like you might party, so like maybe like Bud Light because it reminds you of this happy place in college.
Right.
Or you just don't think very highly of yourself. And like I just had to go there because like if you fucking drink Bud Light and you think that describes you, like, man, what kind of self-respecting man asks a woman to fuck that?
Sorry, Tom Mom.
Oh.
Tom Mom drinks good shit too, but when we're playing poker or if we're podcasting, he'll drink 13 Bud Lights.
Oh man, Tom.
Well, it's cheap and good.
Tom, I gotta talk to you next season.
Yeah, season 5, you can talk to Tom Mom about that. Tom Mom, Blue Juice Comic, Blue Juice Films, Tom Mom, everybody.
So
yeah, Budweiser, the king of beers,
is like dead.
No longer. Actually, the number 1 beer in the country right now is, Corona.
I didn't see that.
Sadly enough.
But it's it's like one of those like shitty beers that's not as shitty as the other shitty beers.
Yes.
So like if you go into a bar and you order a Miller Lite, you deserve to have your dick cut off. If you go into a bar and you order a Corona, then maybe you get punched in the kidneys a few times, but you remain your dick attached to your body.
Right. Okay. I think number 2 is Bud Light. Number 3 is Bud.
I'm gonna go with another rant.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So things are looking up, is what I'm saying.
Bourbon Street, fun or awful? Awful.
Okay, done.
Awful.
But you did you enjoy it while you were there?
I did. It's like a spectacle though. And I liked that about it. And I mean, like, I would love to be there during Mardi Gras because I'm pretty sure the entire town.
Would you truly love to be there during Mardi Gras?
Yeah, I like really would because I'm sure the entire town is just fucking wild, and I would just love that as long as I didn't have to have my hotel in the middle of it.
Which people do.
Which they do.
Yeah.
But like Bourbon Street, it's just there's so much. Like I hate people. One of my friends goes there every New Orleans.
Bourbon Street then.
I just hate people that think that Bourbon Street is all New Orleans is.
Yeah.
And that's like I have a friend who goes there and he drinks so damn much. Every Christmas Eve he goes there and he's like, he's like, we like virtually never leave Bourbon Street. And I'm like, you're fucking dead to me.
I know, yeah. It's literally like 6 blocks.
Yeah.
And it's closed off, and there are drunk people drinking outside.
Yeah, yeah.
And you hear some music coming out of the bar. Someone is good. There'll be some live brass bands every so often. That's pretty much it. Oh, and A lot of alcohol. And
yeah.
If you want a cigar, you can get one because Mike found that place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or strip clubs.
Strip clubs, yeah. You see like those really ugly chicks hanging out at strip clubs.
Strip clubs.
Okay, so we're going to go with the revelation.
Okay, so awful. Okay.
You know what this one says. You fucking
created these. I created these. Okay. Is this a good one?
So this is a revelation.
Okay, yes.
It's so bad.
We can end on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to actually read that one last.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to go with the last rant.
Is...
Oh man, Bill Cosby!
hey,
we saved like the best ones for last.
Oh, Samantha, I want to eat your pudding pop.
Okay, like Bill Cosby to me has always been a fucking super creepy guy. It's not shocking that he's in this situation.
But what kills me is he's gone on, I get last 30, 40 years maybe, telling other people why they're bad. Telling other people why they suck. And telling other people why they should change and how he's better. And yeah, and now the tables have turned, my friend.
Yeah, it's not shocking to me. Like, really, it's not. When I heard the news of, like, all of this, I was like, yeah, not shocking.
Well, okay, if maybe he forced himself on several women.
Several.
Okay, I mean, it's shocking. But the way he did it, I think that's shocking. He roofied chicks before it was common, even.
Bill Cosby invented that shit.
I think Bill Cosby invented the roofing, not the roofie, or roofing.
Roofing.
Yeah, roofing. But this, to me, I mean, this just goes to show, if you have enough money, if you have enough influence, people will cover for you.
I was just saying you can get away with anything. I was
you can
shit, O.J. Simpson murdered his goddamn wife!
Yeah. He's in jail right now, but not for murder.
Yeah, not for murder!
Not for murdering his wife.
Not for murder!
But it's just, it's a little disgusting, though, right? How easily, that people...
he's just disgusting.
But you're saying you're not surprised?
I'm not surprised,
okay.
No. I'm not surprised at all.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to say I saw it coming because, like, who sees that coming?
Right.
But, like, he's like a fucking creepy old man.
Okay, here's the thing. Is he fucked?
Probably not.
Because this happened so long ago. Well, here's the thing. He's freaking 77. Like, what more...
Exactly.
You know.
You know what? With... O.J. Simpson murdered his wife. He ain't in jail for murdering his wife. Fucking celebrities get away with everything.
Right. Well, he was younger. Bill Cosby's 77. He'll die a disgraced old man.
Yeah.
That's it, though.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks.
It's the future of Ming Chen.
hold on. Hold on.
Yeah, Bruins are winning.
All right, hold on. I've never forced myself on another woman. I've never roofied another woman. I don't think I've ever even handed a drink to another woman.
No, you actually get handed drinks by women.
Right.
You're going to be the roofied one.
Right. I'm just saying. I'm going on record saying this has never happened. And
I didn't say it did. I just said you were going to die a disgraced old man.
Okay. Not like this.
You took it there, man.
Right. Well, okay, that's obvious.
You took it there.
Obviously.
Yeah.
All right, continue.
Okay, last rave
is
Comic Book Men and the mid-season finale this weekend.
Yes, we're coming up on our mid-season finale this weekend.
We got something big to look forward to.
I don't know what it is. So I don't know which episode it is. I have no idea.
It's even better.
I have no idea. I'm like, hang on, let me see if I can find out. Just let me look this up real quick.
I didn't actually watch this week's yet, so.
That's okay.
So I've been catching up on.
Oh. Yes, I do know what it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just he's like this. Who are you gonna call, Sam? Who are you gonna call?
Oh, that is a good episode. Yeah.
It's a good call.
Okay, yeah, that's a good episode. Watch that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It will be.
Good call.
It will be.
Good fucking call.
Yes.
Okay, so the last.
And then you have to wait 2 months, and you can't watch me for 2 months. Or
no, but I'll get to see you every day.
You will. It's not the same.
No, it's better.
Okay.
It's
all right.
better.
So this is the last one.
This is the last.
Save the best for last.
I can't even if you're watching this video.
Okay. Can't even say it with a straight face.
No. You would clearly know that I didn't specifically save this one until the last 5 minutes ago when I read it and we decided to. Like, this is just what I pulled as the last revelation. Like, lucky me.
Okay.
If I'm feeling horny when you're around, do you think you'd realize it
and how do you think you'd recognize the signs? My answer is Ming. I actually think about you as kind of asexual.
Okay.
So I'm just hoping that you're not.
Okay.
That's my answer.
It's not, doesn't really answer the question.
And what, that I think of you as asexual?
No.
Like maybe you're a eunuch.
Okay. Not a eunuch, but
Maybe.
Not a eunuch.
What are the signs? I mean, I know what the signs are.
Oh, the physical signs.
Yeah,
sure.
I know.
But do you think you could be able to tell?
Well, I mean, you've gone on record to state that your pecker is only about an inch long.
It's not very big, sure.
Exactly. So
okay.
I mean, you know,
so okay,
would
so you
I even see
would
it?
you no? So how else would you think you know?
Maybe if you were sweating profusely.
Sweating. Okay.
I would say you stumbling over your words, which sometimes you just do anyway.
Yes, that's good.
So I mean, maybe you're just wordy all the time.
Sure.
I don't know.
Okay.
Do your cheeks get rosy?
They might get a little flushed.
A little flushed?
Sure.
You're always a little red.
Well, yeah, when I drink, so.
We've been drinking one beer that's 5% alcohol.
I know. All right. Well, I thought that was an interesting question I found. That I thought.
Would you know if I was hot and bothered?
I think so. Yeah. You get very flirty. I mean, you're always very flirty, though.
I was gonna say, when have I ever been really, really flirty with you?
Not me, but I've seen you flirty with other people.
Who have I flirted with that you've
like,
seen?
like the guys coming here. All the other guys are coming here. Like, Mike Zapsik. You like Mike Zapsik?
I wouldn't say I flirt with Mike.
That's not flirting.
No.
Okay. All right. I've seen it.
You've seen it?
Yeah. I just maybe you get more so if you were like.
Oh yeah, cool. I can see that. I'm trying to think of like the last time I got like I guess. Before.
I think you get aggressive. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I get like a lioness waiting to pounce. Like rear
that
back,
reminds me. I have a
rear back a little bit.
It's funny you mentioned the word lion. I have a photo here. So I had a photo here. I don't know if I saved it though.
Oh God.
I found it in New Orleans. I went to this place called Yo Mama's.
That's the place that I told. No. Yeah.
It's a bar, but they have really, really good hamburgers in there.
Yeah, no, I didn't go there.
It's across the street from Preservation Hall, which has the jazz music, and it's right next to a bar called the Boondock Saint.
Yes, I was at the Boondock Saint.
I heard. I don't know if you can see that. It's painting.
It's it looks like a lion fucking another lion.
Yes, 2 lions doing it. It was on the wall at Yo Mama's.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Awesome.
So the person we work with, very close with Norman Reedus, Daryl, and she said they were at a con 2 or 3 years ago, and they took Norman Reedus and Sean Patrick Flannery into the Boondock Saint, and all hell broke loose.
In like a good way or a bad way?
In a little both.
Okay, did the bartender see them and be like, "Oh, get the fuck out of my bar"?
No. In a good way is like where everyone's like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah,
like
okay.
the fucking Boondock Saints
are in the Boondock
Saint.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah. So,
okay.
And of course, photos and drinks and
craziness.
Chaos ensued, in a good way.
Yeah.
So, all right, is that it?
That's it.
Well, was that fun?
That was
for you?
fun.
Is that fun?
That was fun.
All right, I'll try to come up with more of these.
I like that.
Try to come up with more of these.
I like that a lot.
All right. Try to come up with more of these. I thought a little more interesting way to do it.
Yeah. So what do we got for the future?
Well, happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving.
What are you doing?
I'm going to the boyfriend's family's house.
Oh, nice.
For Thanksgiving.
Okay,
yeah.
I hope the turkey. Do you eat turkey?
I do.
Does he eat turkey? Yeah.
Yeah, he eats turkey.
Okay. I hope the turkey's good.
Yeah. I can't imagine why it wouldn't be.
I will be in Ohio.
You will be in Ohio.
So if you wanna get drunk in Ohio,
yeah, call Ming up.
Call me up. Go to Brothers Drake. It's a meadery. You would love that place, by the way.
I love mead.
Meadery.
Oh, I think you said meat.
Mead, as in like honey wine. Is that what mead is?
Yeah.
Like Game of Thrones and shit.
Nice.
But it's got
I actually hate mead. I've tried it before. It's like an acquired taste.
Too sweet.
A little bit.
Because they have like apple pie mead and blueberry mead. Okay.
Why don't you bring me some back?
Oh yeah, maybe I will.
Yeah, bring some like apple pie, or bring something Christmassy if they have it.
Okay, we'll drink it here.
We'll drink it here.
Brothers Drake.
Brothers Drake.
Okay.
Okay.
And
bring some apple pie though. That's nice.
Okay, my other favorite place, Seven Sun Brewing.
Okay.
You would love that.
So.
Go to Ohio. I'll be back though.
And Friday.
Oh yes,
Important day.
Friday, at I believe midnight Eastern. I believe they're going to time it like right when Black Friday hits. Go to TellHimSteveDave.bandcamp.com. Again, that's TellHimSteveDave.bandcamp.com. Download the 2014 Tell 'em Steve Christmas special.
Is it good?
It's pretty damn good.
I can't wait to hear it.
It's pretty good.
Will I like it?
I think you will like it.
Okay.
And
can you give us a little like teaser of things that people might hear?
I mean, if you've listened to the ones in the past, this one blows all of them out of the water, I believe. This one is the last. I think we've done 3 already, which are good, great even. This one's pretty epic, I think. If just if you thought the bicentennial battle was good, you have no idea.
Okay.
You got no idea.
So if you like the bicentennial battle, tune in. If you like Ming, tune in.
And you know how
if you hate Ming,
that bicentennial battle was us characters that you recognize and a lot of Get 'em Steve Dave. You'll be and you don't like Get 'em Steve Dave, you'll be happy. I think.
You'll be very happy.
I think you'll be happy.
Is there somebody better that might replace Get 'em Steve Dave?
I believe yes, for sure. Samantha Q.
That might shadow.
For sure. I could say that with absolute certainty.
Awesome.
So
I look forward to hearing whoever this is.
Yeah, so enjoy everybody.
I look forward to hearing it.
14 Friday.
Drink a beer and toast to Christmas. There's a lot of warm and fuzzy stories, I'm sure.
Yeah, I can't wait. All right.
All right.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Talk to you next week.
Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Have a great Thanksgiving.